Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I finally have my 2024 goals or my financial goals video for you guys. But before that, I do want to tell you what happened in my freak accident. So, a couple weeks ago, I went to my aunt's house and like always, I pet their dog. The dog is a German Shepherd that is, I want to say, was almost 2 years old, and he had his bone by the door, and I go there like every week or every 2 weeks, and like always I pet him, nothing happens. I usually pet him standing up. This time I think like since he was lower, I kind of went down to pet him, and because he had his bone, I think he just got defensive over it. I've never petted him when he was eating, but since he was by the door, I just thought like I would pet him like I do all the time. And then he was able to get my nose. Thankfully, it was just my nose. I have heard stories of other bites that are more severe, that they get more than the nose or another piece of the face, and it's just so scary to even think that could have happened to me. Thankfully, it was just the nose, but it is a severe bite, said the surgeons. He got a piece of my point and some piece of my nostrils, basically like the point of my nose and like the nostril area, more on one side than the other, but it is severe. I am missing cartilage. So for the procedure that I had 2 days after, I had surgery, and they got cartilage from the back of my ear, of one of my ears, and the procedure that they did is called a forehead flap. So that means they get a piece of your forehead and they cut it out. They pull it down to your nose so that when it's your second or third surgery, because it's 3 big steps in the beginning and then it'll be like small details after for the other surgeries, they pull it down to your nose so they could carve it out to have a shape of the nose. And that's the best procedure that you could do in that situation because it was severe. If they were to get a part of my like arm or leg, the skin texture is not the same as your forehead. And it was so scary looking at the procedure, because before the surgery in the morning, they told me like, you have these options, this is the best option. And just looking at the other patients, knowing I'm gonna have to look like that for 6 to 8 weeks is what scared me the most, because I was really afraid of my mental health, because I have been like depressed a couple years ago. I'm not anywhere there, thankfully. So my spirits have been high during this whole process. My mental health is really good. I've been positive. I tell myself this is temporary. Like I tell myself in other things, like these feelings are just temporary, but to be strong. I have an amazing support system, my family, my friends, and you guys. And I appreciate everyone that sends me good vibes and prayers and just all of that, because it really does help. So I'm gonna have 3 to 5 surgeries, and the first 3 ones are the bigger ones. The first one that happened was the biggest one yet, and when I went to the doctor's office last Tuesday, I think, last Thursday, he said that my nose looks really good, the color looks really good, everything looks good, it's best case scenario, and he might even have to skip the second step in order to do the third step just because of how I'm healing. I had a schedule, and that's where I'm at right now. I go to the doctors every week and just to check up, and then for him to clean my nose, because since I do have like a gash open, I'm still like leaking blood here and there, and since it goes down my nose, he does clean it every week because how it just gets hard and stuff. But because they did have to cut down on my forehead and like pull it down, I do have a scar in the middle of my forehead, like on the side, and that should heal in about a year, he says. And the gash that's kind of like this size was, I think it was like this size altogether, but it's been getting smaller and smaller, and that makes me feel so good, because now that my brother has been cleaning the open wound every day, he's having to use a smaller amount of tape after a couple of days and weeks. So it feels good to know that it's getting smaller and it's healing. And the doctor said that that part of my forehead is going to heal beautifully. So I am very excited to continue on with my life. And life has been a little bit hard. Obviously, this is a huge accident, you know, and no one ever prepares you for it. But I'm also going through like a breakup, and it kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is, and I'll be fine. But having to go through that and this procedure, having my dating life on hold kind of sucks. But you know, I know this year is gonna be very different, but I'm very excited for when I do heal and get into the real world and just accomplishing my goals and just doing things on my own now. And I have like the best support system ever, so thank you for everyone. And because I did share this with you guys, that's why I decided to share this, because I am going to have medical debt. Like I mentioned, I'm going to have 3 to 5 surgeries. The first one was $2,300, and I don't have to pay that until the 27th of this month. And my family has been doing raffles, or did a raffle, and have just been like saving up money for me and donations. And my brother-in-law is a taquero, so he does tacos for events, and he wanted to do a event for me selling tacos, and all of the money will be going to my medical bills. And that just makes me so happy for someone to even think of like doing those things for me. I have never felt so much love in my life, to be honest. Out of everyone, my coworkers and you guys, my family, my friends, I just never felt so much love and support in my entire life all at once. And it's just amazing that I have such a beautiful family and a community of you guys as well. So thank you to everyone that has commented on my last videos of my updates, saying that you hope I get better and that you have prayers and positive vibes. So thank you for that. It never goes unnoticed, and it truly means a lot to me. So that's what happened. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. But that's what happened. I do have surgery on the 25th of this month, so I'll probably update you guys what they did and all that stuff in my future videos. But since this did happen, I am most likely going to go into like medical debt. I'm not too sure how much it is going to be, because it is 3 to 5 surgeries, and the first one was $2,300, which is not bad at all. But I don't know how much it's going to be in total. But my goal for this year is to pay off all of my medical debt. And my next goal is to have $3,000 in my emergency fund. I do have $2,000 right now, and I would like to get at least $3,000, if not $3,500. And then my next goal is to have $5,000 to $10,000 in my future home. My goal was to have $20,000 this year, but because of this accident, I know most of my money is going to go to my medical bills. And if I could save more than that, that would be amazing. But I'm just trying to be realistic. $5,000 to $10,000, it's not a lot. $5,000 is not a lot. $10,000 is like, okay, that's a good job. So I'm really aiming for $10,000. So we'll see if I'm able to get there. And then my next goal is to have at least $1,000 in my medical fund. I've been having to pay sometimes $50 for copays each week. Other times it's free, but I think the last two, I think were $50 because it's in the new year now. And then my last goal is to finish my 100 envelope challenge. I did leave my box at my house, and I'm currently staying at my brother's. And once I do go home, I want to say in April, if not sometime in March. I'm not too sure, but whenever I do go home, I do want to finish this challenge by the end of the year. And that is it for my video. If you guys have any questions for any of my goals or about my accident, feel free to comment down below. This accident is not a setback, but my life is just on pause. I have grown so much in the last 3 weeks, and it's crazy because I have anxiety, so I think the worst all the time, but I haven't had any type of anxiety or negative thoughts throughout this whole thing. It's more like when I do heal, I'm just gonna have to get used to my new nose. My nose will never be how it was before. But the surgeon did say he wants me to feel confident in my nose, and I know they will do a good job. So it's just gonna take used to having my new nose and just trying to be confident again. And you know, it's gonna take a while, but yeah, I'm really excited for this year and how it goes, and whatever other challenge may come up, I know I will get through it. But that is it for this video. If you guys liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.